Hello everyone and welcome to my video discussing, recapping and reviewing Love Island. Well, this episode was filled with drama, disputes and decisions. It started at evening time. Harriet said she hopes Kieran reflects. She said, "It's getting annoying now." Io told Kieran it's clearly Harriet. Kieran said, "You're wrong, it's more Nicole." Samantha said to the girl she thinks her and Joey are doing good. Uma does an evening speech thanking the group for a warm welcome and toasting for a sexy summer. Then Harriet said to Nicole she wants to see how she's feeling. Nicole basically said Harriet was not open and honest in their last conversation. She said she gave the opportunity to be honest and she would have had more respect for her if she was. Harriet said Kieran kissed her, and the reason she didn't bring it up was that she thought she would speak to him first and she was caught off guard. Well, she's certainly economical with the truth, as yesterday she said to the boys that she wasn't going to tell Nicole at all. Anyway, back to the conversation, and Nicole said that it was the perfect opportunity. Harriet said it's Kieran, that he can't make up his mind. Nicole disagrees with her thinking. She said she has a green light to kiss him. Harriet said Nicole's been off. Harriet said to Nicole, "If you want him, you can have him." In the confessionals, Nicole said Kieran may lose them both. Then Kieran and Sean are talking, and Kieran's decided his head's more with Nicole. Sean said it's a bit of a triangle. Sean said he wants to crack on with Harriet, that she is his type. Kieran said absolutely. Sean said Nicole fancies Kieran. At this point, Kieran's stringing them both along. Sean and Harriet were speaking, and it was discussed that Kieran is interested in Nicole and Harriet, but more Nicole. Sean said he wants to talk to her, that he's been beating around the bush, but he wants to lay the cards on the table. He said she's gorgeous and she needs some Aquaman to come save her. He continued that he would like to get to know her. She said she's completely open and would like to get to know him, and he's got away with words. But I do think that maybe she's not really that interested. In the confessionals, Sean said Harriet is gorgeous, that he's been a side dish, but now it's game time. And if you remember from my last video, I told you that I forgot he was even there, and it looks like he felt the same. Then Joey was with Harriet. She said she can't be bothered for drama, that two girls fancy Kieran, and he doesn't have a clear head, and that she doesn't understand how to help him make his mind up. Joey said obviously Kieran likes Nicole, but she didn't know this. Joey said Kieran was chanting Nicole's name. He said she should get to know others, to let go. She said actions speak louder than words, that he's acting a different way with her. Joey said that it's obvious, that she thought that was interesting. Then they called Kieran to come and ask who he actually likes more. Kieran bluntly said Nicole. They said, well, they got the answer to her question, and then Kieran walked off. Joey said to Harriet, at least that's clarification, and now to get to know other people, that this is positive. Jess said to Ronnie, everyone says they're the closest couple. He said they get on and they fancy each other. She said to be honest. He said he is honest, that this is the truth. Kieran joined them. He said he was called by Joey and Harriet and told her that he liked Nicole. They also said and that's his answer then. Ronnie said prove this to Nicole and don't worry about anyone else. Then Joey joined them, and he thought the last conversation was funny. Joey said, at least there's clarification. When Kieran tried to protest, Joey said it's done. Kieran was not happy. In the confessionals, Kieran said that it's definitely a clarification, but the way it came about was not best for him, that he was asked bluntly. My thoughts are that if he didn't want it to come out this way, he should have said something, but he rather continuously strung them along without any clarity for any of them. Ronnie said Harriet is raging. Then it moves to Harriet in the dressing room, who's upset. She said Kieran is a child. Uma and Patsy went to check on her. They said don't cry. Harriet said she can't believe Kieran spoke to her like that. Harriet said she's not crying about him, she just can't believe how he spoke to her. They said he's a 21-year-old boy, and that she said he was chanting Nicole's name and went on to repeat the conversation about the blunt response and how he likes Nicole. They called him cheeky. Nicole came into the dressing room. Harriet said you can have him. Patsy said Kieran's a child, and they said they won't be letting him get away with this and that they'll back her. Some of the girls were blaming Joey, and he said it's not his fault. I think Joey was right, and that it's a positive because Kieran was confusing everyone and not making a firm decision. However, Joey got them clarification. But what do you think? Was Joey to blame? Kieran was talking to Nicole and he told her the Joey and Harriet conversation, that basically he said he liked Nicole and walked off. And he did want to do it his way, but that at least she got her answers. Harriet came out angrily to confront Kieran. She said, I can't believe you just did that, and she thought he had more respect for her. They were arguing, but he said he'd lower his voice. She said she doesn't care and to be with Nicole, and Kieran said he wasn't chanting any names. She said the boy said he was. Harriet said she's just embarrassed for the situation, and he said he was going to have a conversation with her. It basically ended with Harriet saying that, she wouldn't be spoken to by a 21-year-old like that, and anyone would be lucky to have her. And then she started saying to Nicole again that you can have him, take him. Afterwards, she said she was waiting for an apology. Samantha and Jess basically said to Harriet that she was given the wrong advice to confront Kieran. And there was a discussion whether Kieran should be sleeping on the daybeds. Joey said put a pillow in the middle of the main bed, which didn't really go down well. Nicole said her head is spun. Joey said the whole situation is boring. And to be honest, Joey's been bang on in this episode. Harriet said to Io that Kieran mugged her off in front of everyone. It was night time, needless to say, there was no cuddles. Kieran had left the bedroom to sleep on the daybed, but Nicole came to hug him and said he's still in the doghouse. He said to himself that he should have made the decision ages ago. Well, we did tell him. Then the morning time comes with squinty eyes and the sunglasses. Uma was feeling good. Joey said last night was very positive as he got results. Harriet told Patsy that she was told whoever told you to confront Kieran is not your friend. Then Sean bought some coffee to Harriet. Finally, someone made her a coffee. In the dressing room, Patsy said she's annoyed about the comments about not being a real friend, that she doesn't understand. Jess said she wouldn't have advised her to do that. She said she didn't say about the real friend part. Harriet said Jess did say that. And in the end, basically Jess sort of admits she did say that. Patsy said an opinion and a statement is different. Jess said you've got a lot of them, and Patsy said yeah, so do you. It was frosty. Io said to Kieran that he went about it the wrong way, as he shouldn't have answered Joey's question, that he should have left and spoken to her privately. He said things are sweet with Mimi and cool with Uma, that he's got two girls in front of him, that Mimi's energy is cool and calm, also that Uma is different, that she projects more confidence, basically. Joey said to Harriet that last night is a positive. She said she appreciates him being there. He said, crack on, she's not got time to waste, and it's not Friend Island, it's Love Island. He asked her who she likes, and she said Ronnie, and also Sean. They both commented that they feel better, and he said to keep your head high and to graft, and they hugged. Io and Uma were talking, and separately the girl said Mimi is handling it well. Mimi says she wouldn't tolerate this on the outside. She said he's not really sharing his time equally. Io and Uma were talking, and she said she's going to see who puts in the most effort and that the ball is in his court. He said he's got to get his boots on. Mimi said to the girls, it's annoying to see this. And in the confessionals, Mimi said Io spoke more to Uma than to her in the past day. Ronnie called Harriet, and he said, do you want to come to my office? Jess looked quite put out. Ronnie said to Harriet, he feels like they've always had eye flirting. He confirmed this wasn't with everyone, just her. He told her her situation was mad and wondered if it's too soon to pull her for a chat. She said no, it's a good time. He said he wants to see what she's thinking. She said, you know I fancy you. He said the chemistry is crazy. He said he's getting to know Jess but likes her. And if Harriet wants to pull him for a chat, then she can tonight. She said we'll see. Kieran called Harriet for a chat. And it said it wasn't his intention to embarrass her. He said just Joey sprung it up on him, and he said he knows he was blunt, and he should have spoken to her separately, but he's sorry basically. And she said that he should have handled the situation better, and that they're not at the hugging stage. Then Uma was with Joey. He asked her who's giving her good vibes, and she said that basically him, which is Jojo and Kieran. And he said he thought that. He said anyone's head can be turned, and that he thinks she's funny and cute. So basically, Mimi said to Io that she wishes she could read his mind, and he said he's that she said he's busy and she has to wait for his free time. She said if it's going well with Uma, she's going to pull back, and he basically didn't want her to do that. Harriet said it's weird with Nicole, and Patsy said Nicole is sweet. Samantha said to Joey that if he likes Uma, then she will pull back. They're all basically using the same words here. He said he can't say yet, and she said, well, in a couple of days. So Uma got a text, and it said, tonight there'll be a recoupling. The boys picking the girls, but Uma, as she's the newest arrival, she will get to choose first. They all look very concerned. Then they were all getting ready for the recoupling. Samantha said she doesn't want Uma to pick Joey. It's the evening speech from Patsy, and she wants to celebrate for a long hot summer. They get a text to gather around the fire pit immediately. It's now recoupling time. Uma goes first. She chooses Io. They all look shocked. She said sorry to Io, that she feels bad, and he sort of comforted her. Then it's the first boy to pick. Ronnie said he's very open to getting to know the girls. Then after all the necessary confessions he made, Ronnie chose Jess. However, Jess was raging. She said her eyes have been opened. There's no need to speak like that. Joey picked Samantha to couple up with. He said this is the only girl he had a connection with at the moment. She was happy, and Uma was kind of fake smiling. Kieran was making digs in his speech, and he chose Nicole. Joey looked annoyed at the digs, but he said, well done, mate. Sean picked Harriet. Well, that was obvious. Menvir was last to pick, and he said that he's going to choose this girl because she's kind, brave, and very flirtatious. Menvir chose Patsy. Mimi was left standing. She got a text. You are now single. Then another text. Omar is waiting to meet you. All the islanders clapped, or maybe not Io, as he was looking annoyed and bitter. Then he went to Omar, who was apparently fun, flirty, and definitely cheeky. Joey said, go Mimi, to cheer her on. So that's how it ended. Do you think the right couples were made by the boys? Did Uma choose well? There was a nice twist at the end. Ao deserved that, as did Mimi. And the drama with Harriet and Kieran was made bearable because of Joey and him getting results, as he said, or the overrated love triangle would have dragged on for longer. What do you think of the episode? Comment below. Thank you for watching and catch you for the next episode.